Good morning to all. I'm Thiyagaraja, Assistant Professor of History. Today we are discussing about the Jainism and its environment. One thing, India is a great land for the all aspects, socially, culturally, economically, and politically. They are contribute a lot of things for the worldwide dissemination of some philosophical ideologies to the entire world. It is related to that the India contribute some religious concepts also. It is one of the religions is Jainism in its launch to the very greatest ideologies, philosophies of the human welfare measures. In how that Jainism to form in India, we know first of all clear a vision of that Islam in how to establish in India or what circumstances lead to establish this Jainism in India. Actually, during the 6th century BC in India, that means the latter Vedic age after the most of the Brahminical domination of the religious concept ideologies under the conducting yajnas, yagas, and the various sacrifices to perform uh, on the society. So that common people are severely affecting these kinds of practices during that time. So that most of the Kshatriya groups they were the ruler of that period. That peoples want to do peaceful religion, a peaceful way of worship, and peaceful way of the cordial relationship within natural phenomena. So that like they searching something for the natural and safe and secure and peaceful life of that religious path. So that like that time the Jainism and Buddhism emerged in the land of India. So now we are going to that how the Jainism is important as a landmark in the history of India. One thing, the Jainism was established 24 Tirthankaras. Actually, it was first of all the Rishabhadeva. He was the first forerunner of that Jainism or philanthropist of this Jainism. And after is followed by some eminent personalities belongs from the different group of peoples emerged to follow the Rishabhadeva, and now we are focusing that personality, the Mahavira. He was one of the 24th Tirthankara of the Jainism. So it is how he found and defined some environmental aspects of that social welfare measures to how that natural relationship between the human beings and the natural phenomena. So that concept we are now going to discuss on this topic. A profound of truth of for all time, one who the neglects the disregards to the existence of earth, air, fire, water, and vegetation, the disregards to his own existence, which is the earth's worth with them. Actually, that the Mahabhira is actually how the natural elements think that the five elements of the natural elements, fire, water, land, um, earth, and so these are the five elements to play a vital role of every human, even these five elements to stand in the human being body also. So that elements play a vital role for the um, the phenomenal changes of the uh, earth and its cyclical action of every aspects. The Jainism, the ancient Jains, this spiritual approach. The spiritual is all life is bound together by the mutual support and in interpretations to if you does not care for the nature, one does not care for the oneself. Those who mostly like the nature, that nature is mostly like that person. It is a natural philosophy. Those who neglect the nature, that nature also neglect that person. So these are the natural philosophy of that kind. So this is emphasized by Jainism. Mahavira, he was more contribute and consciously to focusing that point, ahimsa. That is, ahimsa is a very important one. Um, you know that ahimsa is only represented by Mahatma Gandhi during the freedom movement, but in before in the land of India, to first of all to contribute the Jainism and Buddhism to emphasize the term the ahimsa, that means non-violence. Even the British peoples have the more enormous power of weapons, but they stand to the ahimsa is a weapon, like a weapon to oppose or against the British government by the Mahatma Gandhi. In before the Mahavira also that follow the ahimsa in the way of Jainism. So this is a very important way of life to the followed by the Mahatma in before the Jainism. The vegetarianism to live their life with the minimum violation to avoid all animals based the products. Even at present, the human beings mostly they decide to eating the non-veg items, the birds, fish, cattle, like that. So it's very mainly consumed by the Jainism, and it's gradually many more changes to introduced by the Jainism. So the compare with some world countries, the USA and another countries, how they are very much interestingly to eating the meat as a primary food for the their day-to-day life. So the Jainism is opposite to that kind of things. What does Jainism teach about ecology? The non-vegetarianism's living is in fact to the ecological concept. You know one thing, simply says, if the people who depends upon the natural phenomena or the natural elements, their approach is like peacefully, harmfully, and their love affecting with every creatures in around the earth. But we interestingly to eat the meat and killing to eat that meat, so automatically the human nature is opposite to the thoughts of to killing and eating of that things is like birds cattle like that. So the human nature is abundantly to against that. So it is way too agitating to all the natural philosophies or natural phenomena to finally the people who facing many more loss of the human values, loss of love and affection of around the things of the nature. So automatically nature it's also emerged to create some natural calamities and other kinds of disturbance to the human society. The Jainism highlighted that more respective to the food items, particularly the faith of action. That is, we that peoples of nature faith with the community of action. The community of action means the whole universal as a community. Each and everything like say community elements like water, fire, earth, um, then sky, land. So these the five elements like as a community. Every communal cyclical operation systematically combined to the mutual understanding with one and another. So composed to create the new things of phenomena. So that like human beings also maintain a harmony and religious affection with the love of affect to the whole society. So that is highlighted by the Mahavira and through the Jainism. So that this is expecting of the current environment of Jainism to India and the world. Thank you. Thank you.